Alright, first things first, Clint Eastwood.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Picture the scene. A cowboy hat, a scruffy beard, and an eyebrow raised in that "are you feeling lucky" kind of way. He's probably the last spaghetti western unicorn in a world filled with superhero caped crusaders. While Tom Cruise is out there doing impossible missions, Eastwood's giving off vibes that scream classic American tough cookie in a world filled with CGI-enhanced martial arts. Let's be real, John Wayne and James Stewart might have been the golden boys of the yesteryears, but Eastwood's squinty eyes and unapologetic sarcasm brought in a new wave of, let's call them, distinctively gray-hatted cowboys. And despite Tinseltown being a little unkind to stars who aren't spring chickens anymore, Clint's been out here, not just surviving, but thriving. To Oscars as a director.
Clint Eastwood for $1 Million Baby.
Just another day in the life of this cinematic maestro. But hey, let's dive a bit deeper and chat about Dirty Harry Callahan. Sure, he's been somewhat overshadowed by Clint's more root-in two-tin cowboy characters, but for a good part of the 70s and 80s, Harry decided to hang up his cowboy boots, trade his revolver for a rather snazzy Smith & Wesson Model 29, and dive headfirst into the world of crime thrillers.
I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5?
Gone were the days of horses and desert sunsets, replaced by gritty streets and sticky crime scenes. Now, here's the thing about our boy Harry. He wasn't one for red tape. If he thought you were up to no good, he'd probably get you to confess by just staring at you long enough. He was like the granddad who knew when you snuck a cookie, but way more intense. So, on a recent nostalgic movie binge, which involved a lot of popcorn and a refusal to check work emails, I found myself rewatching the Dirty Harry series. And while political analysts can debate about the undertones, I was more invested in the layers of Harry Callahan's character. Watching 5 films in 5 days is no easy feat, but hey, someone's got to do it, right? And over the course of those movies, there's this intriguing transformation of Harry. It's not the classic bad guy turned good story. Instead, it's the evolution of a hardened detective who realizes that to truly guard the innocent, sometimes he's got to get a little, well, dirty. The first movie of the series serves as a pretty solid intro to Detective Harry Callahan. Tough as nails and as principled as they come, Harry is on a mission, trying to track down the ominous Scorpio, not the zodiac sign, but a serial killer who's making the streets of San Francisco his personal crime scene. If you're hoping for a backstory to Harry or a deep dive into Scorpio's motivations, well, this ain't that kind of movie. Scorpio isn't a tragic villain with a backstory, nor is he a criminal mastermind. Instead, he's chillingly, simplistically mad. Andy Robinson gives a stellar performance portraying Scorpio, making viewers go, "Yeah, that guy needs to be stopped," rather than the more common, "I hate him, but I love to hate him" kind of villain vibe. You'd think the story is as simple as good cop tracks down bad guy. Right. Well, here's the kicker. Is Harry really just a good cop, or is he a vigilante in a badge? This gray zone is what makes the ending of the first film so iconic. Here's where it gets spicy. Instead of the black and white justice-served ending, there's a moment where we see Harry question the very system he's part of, and maybe even his role within it. One thing's for sure. This isn't just another 70s crime thriller. It's the beginning of a complex character study.
You could ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky?
By the time Magnum first rolls around, The tables have turned on Harry. Ever had those moments where someone takes your words or actions, runs wild with them, and makes you question everything? That's pretty much this sequel in a nutshell for Harry. Instead of being the loose cannon himself, he's up against rogue cops who seem to idolize his, let's say, unconventional methods. Only they're cranking it up to 11 and taking it to scary extremes. It's like watching someone wear a badly exaggerated version of your outfit and realizing maybe paisley print wasn't the best choice.
I know this may sound silly, but can you fly?
Nope. Never had a lesson.
With the Enforcer, there's a fun twist. Harry's partnered up with the spirited Kate Moore, a fantastic Tyne Daly, and oh boy, does he need to adjust his worldview. It's not a rom-com, but watching Harry go from grudgingly accepting Kate to genuinely respecting her brings in a light touch amid the darkness. By the time we reach Sudden Impact in 1983 and the Deadpool in 1988, Harry's journey continues, and the man we meet at the end is a far cry from the original Dirty Harry Callahan. Older, yes, wiser, definitely. Still not someone you'd want to mess with, absolutely. Alright, a little detour here. Think about a superhero movie for a second. The hero starts off rough, gets a tragic backstory, faces a big baddie, maybe loses once or twice, and then emerges victorious and enlightened by the end.
That's never happened to me before. It's just, you're so attractive and it's been a while.
I'm gonna go.
Well, Harry's story isn't much different, minus the spandex and capes. Throughout the Dirty Harry films, we see Clint's character stumble, falter, and face moral dilemmas that make even Shakespeare go, whoa, that's deep. One significant element throughout the series is the constantly evolving moral compass of Harry. At times, it seems like it's got a bit of a wonky needle, pointing in directions that seem questionable. But as events unfold, it's evident that Harry's compass isn't broken. It's just calibrated to a different North Star. His understanding of right and wrong, of law and justice, continuously evolves. Yet one thing remains consistent: his inherent drive to protect the innocent. But here's the million-dollar question. What do you, the viewer, take away from these films? If you're seeking a cinematic Jesus, well, Harry is far from it. He doesn't walk on water. He walks on the edge of law and morality. But if you squint, kind of like Eastwood, and tilt your head a bit, there's something Christ-like in his relentless pursuit of justice, albeit in a shoot first, ask questions later kind of way. Harry's journey is not just about catching the bad guys. It's a reflection of the human condition. We all grapple with the boundaries of right and wrong, justice and revenge, and the shades of gray that color our decisions. As Clint's character grows and matures, he moves closer to an understanding that compassion doesn't always come wrapped in softness. Sometimes, it comes with a heavy dose of reality and a .44 Magnum. Now, does this mean the Dirty Harry movies should be on your must-watch list? I mean, if you're tired of seeing the same superhero save the universe for the umpteenth time, then yeah, give it a shot, pun totally intended. Watching Clint Eastwood's transformation from a grumpy detective to a grumpy, yet enlightened detective offers a unique cinematic experience. So, if you're looking for a cinematic experience that'll make you think, laugh, wince, and yes, occasionally roll your eyes, the Dirty Harry series could be your cup of tea, or whiskey, because let's face it, that's probably more Harry's style. While Hollywood's golden boy Clint Eastwood has moved on to other projects, the charm, charisma, and complex moral musings of Dirty Harry Callahan will forever remain etched in the annals of cinematic history. To wrap it up, in a world of superheroes, rom-coms, and period dramas,
Robin? They sent you?
Yeah, everyone else was busy, so they sent me.
What the hell are you gonna do? You don't have any superpowers.
sometimes what you need is a squinting, straight shooting, one-line dropping detective to set things straight. Dirty Harry might not be your knight in shining armor, but he sure is a knight with a shining magnum, doing what needs to be done, one bullet at a time.
You've been transferred to personnel.
Personnel? That's for assholes.
I was in personnel for 10 years.